Hey my scrappy friends, how are you today? I'm here sharing my first project for, what month are we in? March, for Scrappingclearly. I am using this collection by PhotoPlay, Boys Rule. There is obviously all the papers, there's some stickers, some cut aparts, and I have this little stack of photos from 2016, my goodness. And these are going into Hunter's album. And what I do, I haven't done anything in their albums for a long time, but what I like to do is a kind of overview of the month for each of the boys for each month, and a 12 by 12 or a couple of 12 by 12s depending on what stories I have to tell for the month. So the 12 by 12 this month is going to be this photo. It's first day at 3-year-old kindy. Can't believe that was like 2 years ago. Anyway, so that's going to be my 12 by 12, and then the rest are going to go into a pocket page. So I'm going to pop you on fast forward. I hope you enjoy. And I am back. So first up, I'm going to trim down all my photos. I think I only leave a couple in because you don't really need to watch that. It's not that exciting. I have simplified my project life process somewhat, and I no longer print with a white border. I just find that it's easier to fill the pockets with a 4x6 photo, or cut one 4x6 photo into two. So what I just did then was I was choosing a background paper for my 12 by 12 layout. So this is going into Hunter's album. I'm nowhere near up to date. I don't even know what up to date looks like, and I'm okay with that. But what I like to do is have a month-to-month kind of overview for my kids in their album, and I tend to do one project life spread and one, or 15 12 by 12 pages depending on what stories I want to tell, what's happened in the month. The pocket page is very much kind of an overview of what's happening in their life and where they're at, what they're really into at the moment, changes and that kind of thing. So that's kind of what I'm working on. This was February 2016, so 2 years ago. I said that already, but this is for Hunter's album. This was the month when he started 3-year-old kindy, and he was very excited. Mum may have been somewhat heartbroken and probably cried when she dropped him off, but that's okay. So I started working. I picked out the background for my 12 by 12 first, which is that white pattern paper with the squiggly squares that I'm currently working on for my title card. I knew that I wanted to make sure that I had that pattern on the pocket page as well, just to make the two pages coordinate a little better. Of course, they're going to coordinate well because they're from the same collection, but I just wanted to make sure that I had that pattern in both places. When I flipped that card over to trim it off, I was like, ooh, adventure, I can probably use that. That worked really well. So I almost always start my pocket pages with the title card, and that's what I'm working on with the star. That star came from the cut apart sheet, and I've also pulled out another, no, I didn't pull it out, I cut out one of the other cut apart 3x4 cards, and I showed it to you earlier. It said something about all of this awesome in this cute little package or something to that effect. You can see it very clearly in the close-ups. I decided that I really liked this card, but it was all a bit kind of blending into each other. I pulled in the black glitter alphas for February, and then I just kind of went, oh, I need something else. So I decided to outline it, and then when I went to stick the star back down, I accidentally kind of stuck it where I didn't want it, and then went, oh, that actually looks really good. They're offset. So that's what I ended up going with. I've got these puffy stickers from Heidi Swap that I'm going to use on, I think I just use it on the title card and then on the 12 by 12, but again, just something else that carries across. I try all of these different little stickers, and I end up going for that little camera. I like that little extra pop of black. Trim that off, and that's the first card done. I've mounted that bottom 6x4, 4x6 photo on another piece that I've cut down from 4x6. Now I knew that I wasn't going to use that Wild Wild Boy card, so I've cut that down and I'm going to use that for a mat for one of my 3x4 photos. I pulled out a page protector because I kind of went, hang on a second, these are different sizes, what's going on here? And you'll see in a sec, I trim down the white border on my 3x4 photos and I mount them both on 2 of these cards. The train I can't see myself using either. It's adorable, but yeah. So I'm going to trim down those photos. I think I cut out most of this, but I might not. Just stick that straight on there. I'm looking for another pattern. So I know I need to mount the other 4x6 photo and I also need to mount the other 3x4 photo. I go with the orange here. And you see, I just moved those 2 3x4 photos around because I didn't want the orange and the orange next to each other. I pulled some print and cut labels from my stash. Most of these I have printed on my printer and have my cameo cut. Just trimming down this other photo, I'm going to go with that dark blue paper with all the superhero things on it. I didn't want the blue on the blue, and that's why I've done the blue on the blue photo on the orange. I had a blank spot at the top, and I thought, what am I going to do with that? So I saw this little card. It's very, very cute, but it was a 4x6, so it wasn't going to work. But it says, "You are my favorite, my best, my best adventure," something like that. So I've just popped it down. You can still kind of see that it's meant to be a ship and that kind of stuff, but I really like it. I thought it just worked really well there. Going to stick this label down, trim it down, quickly jot down my journaling. So this, there you go, you can see that. Not very well, but again, you can see that in close-ups. So Hunter at this stage was given some jobs to do, and one of them was to set the table. When he set the table, he invariably put the knives and the forks so that they were pointing towards the seat instead of the other way around. It was just really cute. So my journaling just says, this is one of your new jobs, and I really love that you put the knife and fork upside down every single time. I've stapled that label on. I'm going to use this circle label, and it's like a lime green outline. It's really hard to tell on video. And again, my journaling, and I think I've written something like, it's funny when you convince your children that your childhood favourite is now their new favourite, or something like that. We are watching Astro Boy. I bought the tin set quite some time ago, tin box set of the 1980s cartoon series, and yeah, the boys were asking about it, so we ended up putting it on, and for a little while it was Hunter's favourite. Adding my journaling here. This one goes with the 4x6 photo I've already put in, which is just there, and it just what he's doing there. We were doing our food shopping, and every week he would insist on, they had this like science thing where you watch the balls go around and up and down, and he insisted that we went there every week, so it just became a part of our routine, so I wanted to document that. Just shuffling things around a bit because I knew I wanted to add some more of those black glitter stickers, but I didn't want them directly across from the other ones. So I'm just shuffling things around a bit, shuffle them back again. I'll work it out in a minute. There we go. So Hunter in that top left-hand photo is kind of looking across the page, but up. So that's why I put him there. The title on that card now says New Adventure, and it just basically says how he was starting Kinder Kids and how he was really looking forward to it. So here are the close-ups of my pocket page. That's the title card. I really like the title card. I'm really happy with that. There's that New Adventure. Funny is getting your kids hooked on your favourite TV show from your own childhood. One of his jobs is to set the table, and I just love how things are upside down. I've also added a few of the stars from the sticker sheet from this collection pack. So I decided, obviously, that I was going to use that squiggly square pattern paper for my background. I kind of challenged myself to do lots of paper layers. There is no mixed media. None. None. Zero. I haven't even stamped the date. Anyway, I decided to use my offcuts. Use lots of paper layers, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I started with that 6 by 12 strip that I cut down for the other page, and then I'm going to use that blue with the stars, but I needed something to break up that 3 by 4 card from the stars, so I pulled out this yellow cardstock that Kylie sent me, and I've just matted my photo and that card as one piece. It's a tiny minuscule little border. It's just enough to break up the pattern. So I cut this, and I'm all set that that's what I'm going to use. Some more paper layers, and I'm literally just using the scraps that I've got here. I'm sorry if you can hear my family. It is 8:30. It is Monday morning. It's a public holiday here, and we are heading out very soon. So they're doing stuff. So yeah, I'm just playing with some paper layers here. I'm like, oh, I'm not loving this. What's going on? I was looking for the lightning bolt paper, and then I realized that it was the back of the stars. So I really surprised myself, and I went with the lightning bolt paper and not the stars, which is really not like me, but that's okay. I toyed with the idea of running this strip all the way up and down, because again, it's the stars and I love it, but that's okay. So I'm going to start sticking all my layers together. Decide to do a fishtail banner on that, and as I stick it, I go, you know what, I'm going to stick that underneath here. Lift up all my layers like that banner. I'm going to stick that to my 6 by 12 strip there, and I go to stick it down. I go, that's not straight. When I trimmed down the paper, it didn't trim properly, so I'm just fixing that up. Get my T-square ruler. Yep, you're not straight. So I try to just pull up the top layers. Doesn't work, so I flip it over and pull it all off. Try and line that up as best I can. Yep, we're straight. I really toyed with the idea here of doing some mixed media. This is one of the border strips from the sticker sheet, and I'm going to, as you can see, I've cut it in half. I'm just going to hide the gap behind all those layers. I just feel like that grounds it a little bit better. I'm going to stick this big piece down now. It's not straight, pull it up. Add more adhesive and try again. There we go. Decided that I didn't like all of that at the top, and I just grabbed my ruler and tore it, and I'm just wrinkling up some of the edges for me. So I played for a little while trying to come up with the title. I ended up going with "And Go" because he was so excited. I was not quite ready, but I don't know. Tell me, when is your baby? Are you ever ready? Really? So share with me. Or am I just a giant silk? Yeah, I don't need you to answer. I am a giant silk. I know I am. Anyway, so I'm using these black glittery chipboard letters again from Heidi Swap. I wanted the continuity across the 2 pages. You'll see here, I decided, you know what, maybe my title will work better up here. Yep, happy with that. I was going to spell out kindy, but I do not have any N's left. Then I tried these Heidi Swap for Minkable alphas, but they were too tall for the gap that I had. I really wanted to use that awesome flag and I put it back, but I do use it. Popping up this, which says Wham, I think, but I thought it was cute because he was so excited. So just popping that up. No limits. And here we go. I'm like, will that work up there? I think it will. Yes, it will. So I'm just going to move my alphas and I'm going to shuffle things around a bit, get that to just the right place, make sure it's where I want it to be, and yay! So I'm trying to decide. I was thinking of running embellishments all the way down that left-hand side, and then I kind of got this little truck on some foam and then kind of went, what else can I put here? There was nothing else jumping out at me and I kind of got a bit stuck. Tried this camera, but I felt that too much of it was being covered up. Move that banner. I pull out this, again, this is a cut apart sheet, and that one says, it's the yellow that says, you make me smile. And I don't mind it there, but then I was left with that gap in between, which on the video doesn't look that bad. But I decide I'm going to do a cluster on the right hand side at the bottom. And this little robot is so cute. He's so cute. So I'm going to add some foam to the back of him. I thought I saved you from watching this, but apparently not. Enjoy. So yeah, I'm just adding some foam to this little guy. He's so cute. Doesn't really have anything to do with what I'm scrapbooking, but that's okay. I just thought, little boy, he's 3, it's a robot, why not? Making sure my edges are straight. I wanted to bring that gold glitter down to the bottom, so I just pull his initial. So I had an awkward gap in between that speech bubble thing and the no limits sticker. So I try a couple of different things and I don't like the banner there and I don't like the banner there and I don't like it there. I end up putting the banner back where I just pulled it out from, and I end up just moving that no limits sticker down and to the right a bit, which gives me a less awkward gap. I'm going to stick this bottom cluster down. Just going to use my wet glue. I thought it would be easier. Looking for my pen. I'm going to quickly, no. So I'm going to add in, I use the 3 in that main cluster under the photo because he's 3 years old. And then I pull off the little geotags, little puffy sticker geotags. They're so cute. They're black and white. And I just add those in the 3 areas of where I've got embellishment. Try a couple of other stickers and I don't love them, so I give up. I'm going to add my journaling, I think. Yeah, looking for my pen. So I add some journaling here and the date down the bottom, I think. Making sure everything's straight. For some reason my 6x12 sheet was longer than 12 inches. Maybe my background is not 12x12. Anyway, so I just trimmed off the excess. I decided I wanted to add a little bit of bling in the form of bling colour shimmer pop. So I'm just activating that with a bit of water, sprinkling that on the diagonal across the page and in those 3 areas where the embellishments are. I'm really happy that I have got these stories told and this month in his album. When I got the collection pack from Kylie, I kind of went, oh, this might be a bit tricky for me, but I made it work. I'm sure that I have plenty of other smaller boy photos that I can scrapbook. Like I said, I'm certainly not up to date. Here is the video close-ups of both of my pages. Again, I'm sorry if you can hear my family. My little boys like to talk a lot and loudly. They must be heard. So yes, I'm very happy. You can find all the links for everything in the description box below. Thank you ever so much for joining me, and I shall see you again for my next video. Have a fantastic scrappy day. Bye.